Are you preparing for the IELTS listening test and try to understand the test format? In this video, I'm going to explain to you everything you need to know about the test format under just 5 minutes. If you stay until the end of the video, I'm going to give you quick 3 tips that make you succeed in the IELTS listening part. So let's dive into it. IELTS, International English Language Testing System. So first of all, a little bit about me. Hello guys, my name is Fatih Aksoy and I finished my master at University of Southampton in 2022. In this channel, I'm sharing about everything you need to know. IELTS, learning English, working and studying in the United Kingdom. So let's get into it. IELTS, there are 4 sections in the IELTS part: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. You have to take the listening test for the both academic and general tests. And in the listening part, there are 4 sections. And each section has own questions. In totally, there are 40 questions in the IELTS listening parts. So there are main differences. If you take computer-based exam, you have 30 minutes. If you take paper-based exam, you have 40 minutes. So what's the difference that? They give you extra 10 minutes transfer your answer to transfer sheet on the paper-based exam. That's the main difference between two. This is example of the paper-based exam answer sheet. But if you do computer-based exam, you're not going to have problem like this. As we mentioned that earlier, there are 4 sections in the IELTS listening part. The first section is going to be daily conversation between 2 or 3 people. So they will talk about some reservation or they will talk about some social things. Section 2, same like daily conversation, but only things, there is a one person just talking one subject. And section 3 is 2-3 students. They will talk about that their course, their academic training, but you have to be careful about that. Between 2 or 3 people will talk about each other. And your job to understand them, what they are talking about, identify the speakers, and give the right answer for the questions. So that's going to be challenging that. But it's not going to be challenging as much as number 4. Because number 4 is the academic lecture. So one of the professors will talk about the academic subject maybe you never heard about it before. But don't worry about that, guys. If you do more practice, you will get more comfortable with that. I'm going to give you more tips about how we can be successful in all the parts as well. So you have to familiar with the common topics. You have to practice is especially in the common areas. I'm talking about the traveling, talking about the health in business, environment, studying, law. That's the common topics that you need to know all the vocabulary around it. And also you have to be familiar with question types. There are 6 types of questions in the IELTS listening parts. In the multiple choice, you're going to have the 4 or 5 options that you need to choose the correct one. And the matching questions that you have to match the speaker in order to their subject. So for example, speaker 1 might be talking about traveling. Speaker 2 might be talking about reading. In the label question type, you have to give the answer in order to their directions. And other type is that summary completion. One of the trick is that you have to read the introduction, because as you can see that complete the form with no more than 2 words. If you do more than 2 words, they're not going to mark it down. So another one is that is the sentence completion. You have to understand the conversation, write the correct words in order to their conversation. And the short answer, you have to understand questions and give the answer. So let's say you answer 40 questions out of 40. What's going to be your mark? How are you going to understand that? So this is an example of band scoring. So take a screenshot, guys. Have a note somewhere else. You might need that when you do the practice. Let's say you answer 26 questions in out of 40. Your mark is going to be 6.5. If you do 29, it's still going to be 6.5. In order to get band 9, you have 1 mistakes chance. If you do just 1 mistake, you're still going to get band 9. Before we finish, let's go into our last quick tips. So tips number 1. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. I know it sounds easy, but more you practice, more you get comfortable with that. The second tips, you have to be active listener. You have to understand the conversation and you have to give the answer in order to their conversation. So last tips, you can simply follow my channel. I will give you everything you need to know IELTS listening and on all other parts. Thank you so much for watching us. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.